24 hours that showed the limits of Trump's power. The Indiana State Senate's vote against a new congressional map that President Donald Trump had pressured it to adopt is one of the most extraordinary examples to date of Republicans standing up to Trump. But it wasn't even the only example Thursday. Indeed, Trump got a series of brushback pitches in his efforts to dominate his party and American politics. The day seemed to reinforce the emerging limits of Trump's ability to force others to bow to him, as his poll numbers drop and he trends towards lame duck status. Indiana was certainly the biggest example. Despite months of pressure from Trump and his allies, those Republican state senators made a statement. A majority, 21 of them, 40, actually voted against Trump's position, defeating the map pretty resoundingly. They were facing the president's promises to unseat them in primaries, pressure from Vice President J.D. Vance and House Speaker Mike Johnson, and a large number of physical threats. Law enforcement officials have not linked the threats to any group or campaign. In other words, these Republicans would have known precisely the potentially severe costs of their votes, and a majority of them still voted against Trump. The vote was also significant in another way. It might have put a nail in the coffin of Trump's big redistricting push. Without gaining two favorable districts in Indiana, as the map proposed, Trump's bare-knuckle push for states to gerrymander in the middle of the decade to help the GOP next year looks to be fizzling. Republicans might gain an advantage in a handful of seats, but it's looking more and more like it will be pretty close to a wash. But we shouldn't lose sight of the other big developments that went against Trump on Thursday. In Virginia, the Justice Department failed for a second time to secure a re-indictment of New York Attorney General Letitia James. The two failed attempts have come after a judge dismissed an initial indictment because the U.S. attorney who secured it wasn't serving legally. Just to emphasize, this is not normal. In a full year between October 2012 and September 2013, federal grand juries rejected indictments only 5 times nationwide, out of 165,000 cases. They've now done it twice in the James case alone. All of this comes after another grand jury also rejected a charge against former FBI Director James Comey, another of Trump's targets for retribution, in his initial indictment. The emerging picture seems to confirm just how thinly constructed the allegations in Trump's retribution campaign are. And the whole thing, much like his redistricting effort, looks like it could be fizzling because an institution, in this case, the criminal justice system, isn't bowing to his will.